What is up, everyone? Dead here, and I literally, like, 5 minutes ago just beat Metroid Dread. So I know it's been a while. I know everyone's already kind of talked about this game because it's been out for like 2 weeks, I think. 2 or 3 weeks. I want to say two. And it's a pretty short game. You can beat it very quickly. Even my completion time was 9 hours. It was almost 10 hours on mine, and I've seen people beat it in less, and I've seen people beat it in around 11 hours, so I feel like if you're not really good at Metroid games, you'll probably beat it around that time. So anyways, let's start talking about this, because I don't know how much I can talk on this specifically, but I feel like there are things I can discuss. And of course, there will be spoilers in this, as I am talking off the top of my head of everything I just experienced and letting you know how I overall enjoyed this game. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I will put a timestamp when I start talking about the spoilers if I don't randomly talk about them, but I don't think I will. But I will alert you when there are spoilers. There'll be timestamps. There will be, this won't all be spoilers. You'll probably be able to know my thoughts pretty quickly on this game, and if you should buy it or not, which spoiler alert, you totally should. You totally should buy this game. It's worth the 60. But okay. Alright, so this game is, if you are looking for a particularly challenging game, I think I should discuss that this game is not particularly hard. And again, that's completely okay. Like, easy games are fine. It's not really an easy game, but it's not, like, necessarily hard, if that makes sense. Like, if you've never played a Metroid game or a Metroidvania game like Symphony of the Night or Hollow Knight or Axiom Verge or any of those, and you want to start getting into the series, I would say Dread is a pretty good game to actually get you started with, because Dread is not necessarily hand-holding and it's not linear, but the game, and I do enjoy this in the actual game design, even though some people think the game design is terrible. But the game will always push you in the direction that you should go, like, kind of subversively. So it's not like outright telling you, hey, go here, or hey, go here, kind of like I think Fusion did. Fusion would a lot of times tell you where you needed to go. And Fusion's still a great game in its own right. I enjoy Fusion a lot. It's really good. But Dread more so will like push you in the direction you should go. And here's like an example. Say you find an ability, right? And you find the ability, the game will put you in a situation where you are able to use the ability like immediately, so you know what it does, because it'll explain it to you. You're able to use it immediately after, so you can like know what it does. And then after that, when you go to the next area, the game will kind of push you, like you'll kind of know where to go from there. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll just have to, like, I don't know, kind of see it. Especially towards the second half of the game, it really does, like, start pushing you. Like, oh, I gotta go to this area. It's like, because you'll have access, and you'll start going that way, and next thing you know, you're in the next area, or you'll go back to a previous area, because there are a bunch of transporters that'll take you to previous areas, not only just the new ones. So you'll go there, and you'll just be able to figure out how to use it and continue the game from there. There was only really one time I actually needed to use a guide, and even then I didn't like look up where to go. I just really looked up, like, for one, what I needed to do, because I was just genuinely confused. I just couldn't figure out what the game wanted me to do or where it like wanted me to go, and it took me like 2 hours of just walking around, wandering, trying to figure out like where the game wants me to go. And then I find it, and I fight the boss, and then after that the game, like, I was able to do it just fine. The bosses in this game, there's like, what, outside of the central computers, there's like 4, I think there's like 4 or 5, including the final boss. It's not that many bosses in this game. And they're also not all difficult. Like, you'll die, of course, if you don't know what you're doing. Like, that's the thing. It's like, when I say this game is difficult, I don't mean, like, you won't die. Like, of course you'll die. I died a couple times, and I died a lot in this game. It's just, like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it was tough or too hard or like I wanted to give up or anything. Or anything. It's just not, like, a difficult game, if you catch my drift. With the bosses, you probably will die at a couple times until you, like, figure out their pattern or what they do to attack. You know, the final boss, not going to say who it is right now, but it is 3 phases, and it is kind of long if you don't know what you're doing. Once you figure it out, the boss fight goes by pretty quickly. It took me about, like, maybe 5 or 6 tries. Or, I say 5 or 6, maybe it was, like, around 10, I don't know. But it took me a couple of tries to actually beat the final boss, because it is long, kinda. Again, if you figure it out, it goes by way quicker. Oh, and that brings me to the Emmy. So my thing with the Emmy is that they kind of become not scary pretty quickly. Like, it really only takes, like, 2 or 3 encounters until they just aren't scary and they're just an annoyance. And it's not really, like, bad, I would say. It's just, like, you don't really get scared of the Emmys, except, like, those first couple of times. But after that, even though you can't really beat them on your own the entire game, kind of like with the SAX Infusion, it's just the Emmy don't feel that scary at all. Like, and again, they just feel more annoying, especially towards, like, the end. Like, they just feel, like, really annoying. Like, that's really my only complaint with them, because other than that, they really do have a cool design. The way they're animated is genuinely kind of creepy. Like, they are animated pretty well. I do like it, and the the counter, man. The counter is such a small, tight window that you're not gonna hit it every time. I think I've only hidden it, like, twice in a row, and that was because I was underwater and everything's slower underwater, I think. Either that or I was just, like, super lucky. But other than that, like, yeah, the Emmy, they're kind of annoying. And that's my only real gripe with them. I'm trying to think of what else I can talk about before I can go on to, like, the end of this game. This game is very lore heavy as well. There is a lot of lore moments, not only to the Chozo and their race, but also to Samus. You do find out a lot more about Samus in this game than it seems the other games tell you, but then again, I haven't played all of the other games to completion. I've only played about, like, half or 75% of Super and about the same amount of Fusion. I started Metroid Prime, never was able to finish it. I did not like Metroid 1. I hear Metroid 2 is also not good, but I do want to get the remake on 3DS. But Dread does go more into Samus's backstory and her character kinda, but you do find out a lot about Samus, especially towards the end. Can't really talk about the music because Metroid music serves what it should do. It's like, am I going to be in the car jamming to, like, Metroid music? Probably. Actually, definitely not. There's, like, no Metroid song you can really just, like, jam to. It's mostly, like, mood. It sets the mood. That's really what Metroid music is good at, and it is fantastic at that. It'll set the mood, but there aren't really any, like, new themes and Dread that really, like, stuck out to me. Like, of course, you got the title theme, which is the title theme of every Metroid game, so it's not really, like, new. And then you have Samus's theme, which I also don't know if that was even recomposed, if this is, like, a new composition of Samus's theme in this game, or if it's reused. I just couldn't tell. I don't know. I mean, it was still good. The music in this game is fine. It serves its purpose, and that's, you know, that's what soundtracks should do. It didn't feel like anything was out of place at all. You know, it sounds Metroid. It sounds Metroid enough. So I think I am going to go more into the spoiler stuff here because This is another hard game for me to kind of talk about at length, like it was when I did Neo. Neo, there was just so much I had to talk about and just get off my brain at the time I beat it. A lot of these games is kind of harder because, you know, the story for Metroid is also very much in the background until like it becomes prevalent. And again, it's just kind of hard to like talk about gameplay and stuff because of course I'll have the gameplay up on the screen. You can always see that. But again, timestamps will be shown here and probably in the description if I remember. But definitely will be on the video. Skip to the time ahead if you don't want to be spoiled. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Samus speaks in this game and it was really cool. Okay. Oh, that's probably going to be really loud in the recording. But I don't care. Samus really, like, actually speaks in this game and she says words other than the baby. And I like it. Well, really, she only has, like, one moment towards the middle of the game when she's talking to the Chozo scientist. Where she, like, speaks, but it's not, like, English, it's the Chozo language. And I think the other time she also speaks is also in the Chozo language. Other than that, she just kind of screams, which was at the end. But we find out more about the Metroid DNA inside of Samus. You find out that the main villain of the game, Ravenbeak, who is really cool, by the way. I thought he was really cool. Like, Samus is also a badass in this game. I should have mentioned that earlier, but yeah, Samus, everything in this game is really cool. But you find out that Ravenbeak is Samus's, I guess, quote-unquote father. And I say quote-unquote because if you know what I'm talking about, like, I obviously don't think he, like, birthed Samus or, you know, that kind of stuff. But it seems he was the one who contributed DNA to Samus to help, like, so she could use the Chozo technology. Because if I am remembering my Metroid lore correctly, the power suit is Chozo tech. Because of course the Chozo are like the advanced civilization that's like almost all gone. Or I guess by the time of this game is all gone. But yeah, I guess he's the one who helped contribute with Samus and her Metroid DNA as well as the Chozo DNA that is inside her. I could be wrong, so correct me if I got any of that wrong in the comments. I kinda know Metroid lore, but of course it's not as much as, like, I'm not as knowledgeable in it as I am other things, because I don't really play Metroid 2 too much. I do enjoy the games, but, you know, never, like, sat down and actually beaten one. Until Dread. What else was spoiler? The X are back. The X parasites from Fusion. They're back, and as soon as you see them, they immediately infect the entire planet in, like, 2 seconds. It really didn't take them long to spread as quickly as they did. It was almost kind of funny. Like, of course it was serious, but it was kind of funny how fast they actually spread. The entire final boss sequence was really cool. You know, of course, like, you have Ravenbeak. I think that's his name. I'm already kind of forgetting. I think it's Ravenbeak. But, you have him using Adam to try and trick you to joining him. You know, you have this whole, like, Adam fake out. I actually genuinely thought that Adam was, like, betraying you. Like I genuinely thought that was what was happening. But man, no, it was just Ravenbeak fucking with you. Again, you can tell these are off the top of my head. It's way harder to actually like get everything out, and I don't like reading scripts. But after you beat Ravenbeak, you get this like really cool looking new suit for like a bit, because you can also see earlier, and the last time he was taken out this way, but Samus's Metroid DNA is becoming like more violent. I think that's what was described. Like, and especially since you have the Chozo and you have the Makin. The game explains that there's these two different races of Chozos, and the Metroids are made to be kind of like hostile towards the Machkin, and since Ravenbeak is like a Machkin, the DNA and Samus is becoming more hostile to, I guess, try to combat him. Since at this point in time in the series, Metroid is now considered a full-on Metroid. So that's kind of neat. I kind of enjoy that. Samus is now like the thing that not only she committed genocides towards, but like she's now like the title. Samus is Metroid now. I guess we can call Samus Metroid now, but I don't know. But it's cool. You defeat Ravenhawk. You get this really cool looking new suit. Suit is giant hype energy beam at this ex-parasite infected Ravenbeak. And the final sequence starts. If you've played a Metroid game or seen the beginning of the Super Metroid, you pretty much know how Metroid games end. The planet is blowing up and you're going to die if you stay on it for too long. So haul ass across the entire planet to get to your ship, and then leave it before you're caught in the explosion. And there was also this really cool thing that happened toward the end with this Professor Chozo, like scientist Chozo is probably a better word. The scientist Chozo, early on, you see that he gets infected by the X-Parasite in like a cutscene. Well, he shows up on Samus's ship, and instead of attacking her, he actually he bows, and then the X leaves, and then allows Samus to absorb it so she can turn back into like her normal form, because she was in this like really like, I don't want to say primal, but this like different looking suit that looked a little bit like Dark Samus, but like not as black or dark blue or whatever. It looked a lot kind of like a Dark Samus suit. So that was kind of cool to see. I really have no idea what any of this means, because again, I don't know Metroid lore like that. But the X-Parasite just like bows and like allows Samus to absorb it so she can turn back to her normal self, and is able to escape the planet, and the game ends. And I really don't think I have anything else to talk about in the story. I thought the story was really cool. So I'll end the spoiler right here. So now, if you are watching the video and you skip to this timestamp, you are now safe to continue watching as I give my final thoughts on it. Pretty much, I think Metroid Dread is an amazing game. I do think you should buy this. I don't want this series to die. This should be Nintendo's like big three. Like I do want to see a Metroid game at least every console generation. Like I don't want this to be annual. I don't want like 3 Metroids on like a console. Like how you can get like 3 or 4 Zeldas, or like 4 or 5 Marios on any given Nintendo console. I don't want that with Metroid. I really think Metroid's better when there's like one game probably every generation, maybe a side game or two, but like again, that would just lose the magic of Metroid. This game got me back interested into Metroidvanias. Like I literally started Symphony of the Night because of this game, and I've been loving Symphony of the Night. And I already loved Hollow Knight before I played this game. And again, it's easy. You can beat it in like anywhere between like probably 8 to 10 hours if you're like, again, just going in blind. But again, that's not like, I don't know. I feel like this game, its animation's really well. The game graphically looks great, especially if you have to switch OLED. I got to switch OLED with this game, and man, this game plays like a dream in handheld. I love it. But other than that, it's like, I don't know. I feel like this game genuinely is worth $60, even though it's 2D in quotes and like a pretty short game. We shouldn't equate price tag to game worth, but of course, if you don't want to spend $60 on this game, that's your money. You do what you want, dude. But I do think this is probably my game of the year. I think I did say Neo was my game of the year. I think this game deserves game of the year. It's not only a long anticipated game, if you know about the development hell that the original Metroid Dread was going to be. It was originally going to be this game on the DS, but if I remember correctly, no one knew what to do with it. It was hard to get it off the ground. But to see this game finally come out like what, 15, almost 20 years later. Like, and it's amazing and it's great. Like, it's not hard, but it's like perfect gateway into Metroid. We have Super Metroid on the Switch. It's like, I don't know, this game was amazing. This game was great. Like, I really think this game deserves Game of the Year, especially since I don't really know what other games came out this year. I've been kind of not avoiding them, but haven't been really paying attention since 2022 is already having so many better games there. But yeah, I hope this game at least gets nominated. Like, at least get nominated. I hope it wins, though. But it has my vote if it's nominated. I think that's all I really have to say on Dread. Buy it or you're lame. But I've been dead. You know, I have Twitch and Twitter in the description of the video. So please stop by. I stream on Twitch every weekend from Friday to Sunday. Sometimes I don't because I be tired and I do work as well. But I am trying to get a consistent stream schedule. Sunday I've been playing Resident Evil 2 Remake for Halloween. And when November starts, I will start playing the Kingdom Hearts games, or at least Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. Those will be my replays of those games for the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary that is next year. So please be sure to stop by. I play Smash every Saturday too. Sora just came out. We're on that Sora hype. That's also why this video took a minute to make, because I've been obsessed with Smash ever since. But anyways, if you guys liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. Check out the links, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.